In the early 1980s, there was a popular band called Metallica. It was considered every musician's dream band because of how popular they were. They sold 100 million records and were the best band at the time. Metallica, at some point, had to fire their guitarist without any warning, and this led to them searching for a new guitarist. Then they came across someone, and he was Kirk Hammett. He was barely 20, and he was playing in a band that was considered the dream band. He was a really good guitarist, though, but what he did was surprisingly shocking. Instead of relaxing and enjoying the fact that he'd made it to everyone's dream, he hired a teacher. Not just any teacher. A man with a reputation for being brutally, almost unreasonably hard on his students. Someone who worked with musical prodigies and pushed them until they broke and rebuilt. Kirk Hammett, already touring, already famous, already good enough to be handed a spot in one of the biggest bands on the planet, sat down every single week for 2 years and let this man tell him everything he was doing wrong. Here's the part that really gets me. His teacher wasn't shy about it either. He said Kirk was already talented when he walked through the door, but talent wasn't the problem. Most people would feel that as an insult, like, "I'm already famous, why am I back in school?" Kirk didn't see it that way. He saw the gap between good and great, and he chose to close it, even when nobody was forcing him to. Here's what almost everyone gets wrong about success. We treat it like a finish line. One big break, one win, one moment where someone finally says, "You're good enough." But the people who don't just succeed once but keep succeeding for decades, they do the opposite. They treat every win as proof they still have more to learn. There's a concept some call the ego ceiling. When you have a real teacher, someone you respect, someone clearly better than you, your ego has nowhere to hide. You can't convince yourself you already know it all because you're staring at proof that you don't. That discomfort isn't a bug. It's the entire mechanism that makes you better. Compare that to what ego does when left alone. Ego doesn't want feedback. It wants applause. It tells you you're already great, already finished, already right when you can least afford to believe that. And so people stop looking for teachers, stop asking hard questions, stop updating what they think they know. And slowly, quietly, they stop growing. There's an old idea that says you cannot learn something you already believe you know. Think about that for a second. The moment you decide you've mastered something, you stop asking questions about it. You stop noticing what you're missing. Confidence without humility attached to it quietly turns into a ceiling. The strongest people aren't the ones who walk around convinced of their own genius. They're the ones who actively go looking for the feedback that stings. And the wild part is access to that growth has never been easier. Books are cheaper than they've ever been. Courses are free. The information that used to be locked behind expensive schools and private mentors is sitting in your pocket right now. There's no excuse for staying the same person you were last year. And there's no excuse for ever deciding you're finished learning. Kirk Hammett didn't need that teacher. Not on paper. He already had the job, already had the crowd, already had what most people spend their whole lives chasing. He got the lessons anyway. So ask yourself, when's the last time you let someone tell you that you're not good enough yet? Because the moment you stop being a student is the exact moment you stop becoming who you are capable of being. Stay a student, or stay stuck.